We've got Puppers number 1. Snoops. Yeah, good boy. We got Puppers number 2, and also a new extension to our family, Puppers number 3. This one is now Telly Bean. Telly. Everyone say hi to Telly. Say hi to the camera. Too many dogs now living with us over here. Alright. 21 Pilots.
If you can't see, I am Clancy.
It's somewhere down here. I found it. Twenty-One Pilots recently released their new album, Clancy. Here are my thoughts on this album. I am an avid 21 Pilots listener. I love their Trench album. I loved all of their previous records, except for Skilled and Icy, and that one I did not appreciate that much. My problem with Skilled and Icy, it just didn't sound like 21 Pilots. It sounded like a mixture of the Chainsmokers and ATR, but both of those groups could actually do their music better than 21 Pilots did it. Bounce Man, awful song, maybe one of the worst songs I've ever heard, but I am not a 21 Pilots hater. Trench is probably in my top 3 albums of all time. Okay, I just got a puppy and she's taking on the floor. This little muskrat is in a lot of trouble right now. Where was I? I am not an avid 21 Pilots hater. I actually really like 21 Pilots. Trench, that album, 2 previous records, the one up there on the wall, is one of my all-time favorite records of all time. Did I say all-time enough? And so, I decided, even though I hated Skilled and Icy, their previous record, I thought it was dog shit. I decided I'll give them a chance. It'll be fair to them, you know, if I listen to another record from them. And Clancy, oh my gosh, that was the album to listen to. Not only does it share a similar theme characteristically as far as the cover goes, we also get themes like Tyler Joseph also said that we would be getting similar sounds and themes to Trench. So I was excited. Plus, the singles that dropped beforehand, we got Overcompensate, we got Next Semester, we got Backslide. Holy I was so excited for this album. Overcompensate, while sounding a little too much like it overcompensated for the last album, it was pretty alright.
If you can't see, I am Clancy.
And then we got Next Semester afterwards, and then we I don't know where I'm pointing, but I'm sure there's something right here. And then the next one we got Next Semester, and this one, in my opinion, was pretty solid. It took me a minute to care for it, but after I started listening to on repeat, I was like, holy this is a good song. What I like about Next Semester so much is that you can hear a very Killers sound in them, but they did it so perfect, so smooth, and it just nailed everything that I want for them. But that did not sell the album yet. I was not entirely hyped. That was just making me like, okay, fine, they've recovered from Skilled and Icy. I'm ready to see what they are facing today. And then they dropped Backslide, and holy, we got Backslide. And that song, it was perfect. It was everything that I wanted in a 21 Pilots song. Backslide. It might be even my favorite. I'm just kidding, it's not. But at the time, it was kind of my favorite 21 Pilots song, except Trench had chlorine and it cut my lip, and it was just so much better in every way. But Backslide, I love the theme, I love the sounds, the way that he carried it, the storytelling, the music video from Josh Dunn. It was just all beautiful, all spectacular. And we got the album. I had a little listening party with my sister and my girlfriend, and that was pretty solid. We listened start to finish, going through. We listened to the 3 singles that we've already heard, and they were, solid. Midwest Indigo. That's what we get next. I don't care for that song that much. It was pretty mid. Not that good. Not good. Then we move on to Routines in the Night. That song was actually fantastic. It was really good. Everything that I wanted a song to be. It had a very pop feel. It was probably the poppiest from the entire record, in fact, if I do say so myself. Well, it's not personally my favorite. It is up there with some of the songs, and I'm happy as part of this record, Clancy. I think it fits in. We hear the themes from this song that kind of carry on through the rest of the album, this feeling of Tyler Joseph almost like he's recovering from addiction and he's scared to go back to it. That's what we hear: backslide, snap back, and a couple other tracks on this record. And that seems to be just this theme that's brought up constantly. And Routines in the Night, I think, does a really good job solidifying it, or even starting us off. Speaking of starting us off, let's talk about the opener, Overcompensate again. You know me, I like my openers and closers, so let's talk about the opener. Overcompensate was an okay opener. It was an opener. I'll give it that. It didn't fail the album, but it didn't sell the album. Mid. 5 out of 10. And then we get to Vinette. Vinette, oh my gosh, this was an amazing song. We were hearing the entire rise of it, hearing the vocals from Tyler Joseph, the percussion from Josh Dunn. We were getting it all until...
No, not me, it's for a friend.
No, not me, for a friend. Bro, that part, so...
cringy.
Nobody wants to hear that, Tyler. Nobody, no, not me, it's for a friend. This song is a nice song. It's talking about addiction, kind of what I was mentioned earlier. But we hear that... Okay, sorry. If you could hear the kids screaming in the background, there's some kids playing in the backyard. They're not dying, I swear. Okay, so this song, we hear the story of Tyler Joseph, or really personifying the idea of someone battling for addiction as they're trying to overcome it. They're trying to get help, and it's really, honestly, a sweet song about addiction. I approve. I really like it. Thumbs up. Until we get to the no, not me, for a friend. It's thumbs down. Moving on to The Craving, Jenna's version. I forgot this was another single we got earlier, but we only got The Craving, not Jenna's version. We do not get Jenna's version in the single, but on the record, we got Jenna's version, and I'll be completely honest, Jenna's version is bad. The single beforehand, solid. It's pretty much the same song, just slightly different lyrics, but I really like The Craving, the original. It just felt more personable, it felt more connected. What I really liked about Trench, when he did a song for his lovely lady, Jenna, he did Smithereens, and I thought that was a really sweet song. The idea of being punched to death. I only weigh 160 or whatever he says. But The Cravings, Jenna version on Clancy, not good. Lavish, oh my gosh. Okay, so Scaled and Icy had Bounce Man, and now Clancy has Lavish. I guess every single record just has to have a song that is the worst. Now what's funny about this song is Lavish is actually Tyler Joseph's favorite song from the record. And that's really disappointing. From Trench, his favorite song was Cut My Lip. And you know what my favorite song was? It was Cut My Lip. So I thought, okay, we're on sync. Well, on this record, his favorite song was Lavish. And that's not good. My favorite song for this record is Navigating, and that's his least favorite, so... Alright, we're moving on to, like I said, Navigating. Navigating, this song easily hands down, 21 Pilots' best song they've ever written. Ever. Even better than anything from Trench, and I really like Chlorine. I really like the ending of Chlorine when it goes... But this, Navigating... This song, I think it really was what the entire album was trying to tell. It was this fear of growing older and just realizing that everyone's going to die. We're all going to die. What am I going to do? We're going to die. Oh no. But I think the song, it sounds very much so like a 80s, 90s retro synth wave song. It sounds very spunk. It sounds very out there. It's 21 Pilots. It's my favorite song from the record. Moving on, we get Snap Back. This song is like Backslide, but it's a part 2. This time we really did snap back. When Backslide was saying, no, I gotta not do this, or I don't want to backslide. I don't want to go back to my addiction. And Snap Back is like, I am going back to my addiction, and I guess that's just what it is. It's an okay song. I don't know. 6 out of 10. Fine. We get Oldie Station. This one's a cute song. Nothing really to comment on. It's not my favorite. It's not a bad song. Other people like it. I respect it. It's fine. Moving on, we go to At the Risk of Feeling Dumb. Check on your friends. This is also a theme, of 21 Pilots. They're a suicide prevention band. So we gotta get the suicide prevention song in each record, and I respect it. Trench, we got Neon Gravestones. This one we're getting At the Risk of Feeling Dumb. And I like this song. It's in my top 3. I would go Navigating, then Big Slide, and then At the Risk of Feeling Dumb. What I really like about this song is it sounds like you're at an amusement park and it's funny and I like it. Moving on to Paladin Straight. This is the final track in the whole record. We're almost done with this review, guys. We almost are done. Okay, Paladin Straight. It's a closing song to the album, so you know what that means. I love my closers. What are my thoughts on this song? What are my thoughts? It's not bad. It's mid. I would say a 7 out of 10. As a closer to this album, and not even to this album. Okay, so 20. Sit down with me. I can't sit down, but you can. So sit down with me. Sit down. Since Blurry Face, the album before Trench, we started hearing themes of lore, and everyone started getting super excited, especially when Trench came out, my favorite album, which had so much lore. I've never been a big fan of the lore myself personally, but you know, I respect the lore and it is kind of fun to follow, especially with the music videos. It's cool. And so we all were super hyped about the lore. Skilled and Icy even continued the lore, being part 2, the second to the saga. So if Trench is like part 1, and Skilled and Icy is part 2, Clancy is supposed to be part 3, and then Blurry Face was like the prologue, yeah, you get it. But Clancy was supposed to be part 3, and also not just part 3, but the final, and it was bad. The album as a whole is good. It's a good album. But as far as the lore goes, it feels like Tyler Joseph was setting this amazing story up. He had this whole climb, this whole rise and everything. He had all these characters, this whole plot, everything he was setting up, and then he grabbed it all and chucked it somewhere in the trash, in your house, in your mom's house. I don't know. It's just gone, and Clancy just fell apart. We're supposed to get this whole cool idea of this whole lore being built up, especially with every single one of these songs got a music video on YouTube. You can check every single one out, except for Paladin Straight. That one did not get a music video for like an entire week to 2 weeks to, I don't know, a month after. I don't remember. It's been a minute. And then they got this music video and it only asks more questions. So you think, okay, maybe there's more. Maybe there's going to be a fourth one. Maybe there's going to be more. And we just haven't heard anything, and that's fine. But it's been a minute now. It's been a minute. We haven't heard anything. We were told that this was going to be the end of the whole lore and everything. It's just, rightfully so, a lot of fans are not very happy about the whole lore aspect. Like I said, I never cared about the lore that much, so I don't really care. But I am fighting on behalf of every single fan that cares about the lore, because at the end of the day, like Trench and like this, the lore is a big part of what's carrying the album already. I was going, the whole name of the record, Clancy, I don't know if you can see that. Clancy. The whole name Clancy is a character from the lore. The lore. And I don't think it did a good job. Paladin Stray is a good closer if you're listening to the record as an album without lore. It's fine. But when you add the lore to it, it's honestly maybe a 3 out of 10, 4 out of 10. You get some birds. It's fun. Silence for a whole minute. It's fun. I like it. It's creative. I don't hate it. It's not good. And I think that's starting going in this review. The album. I liked it, especially a lot more than Scaled and Icy. It was infinitely better than Scaled and Icy. But for what I knew that they could do, for what I know of them being, it feels like Tyler Joseph just can't figure out what direction he wants to take the band anymore. So we're getting Scaled and Icy, we're getting Clancy, which just sound like remnants from all of their previous work without sounding like a complete album. Trench, beautiful album. 9 out of 10 or something, I don't know. And it's just so sad seeing the height. Every single album keep getting better. Blurry Face, my second favorite record from them. I think I even have on the wall. blurry face. But they've just gone downhill. I appreciate this is better to scale than Icy. I appreciate it sounding similar to Trench, but overall, is it better than blurry face? Better than Trench? No. Blurry face? No, it's not better than blurry face. It might be better than the other work previously, so I don't know. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. If you can't see, I am Clancy.
死んでいる。